So, any of your NPCs you have in your employ that you want to gain levels, you have to take adventuring with you. Period.
Okay,
that is non-negotiable.
So we can't bundle up a bunch of them and send them on a level-appropriate adventure? I mean, because my main concern is bringing them on a level 13 adventure.
Oh, can we form tiny adventuring companies?
I'll tell you what, I'll say yes, but it's going to be... You're leaving it up to me, the fate of these adventurers.
I'm well aware of that. I'm just saying, I think it's less dangerous than having them along with us.
It's kind of hilarious, though, the idea of, hey, let's grab one of Khalil's soldiers, my level 1 acolyte, and cube, and send them all on an level 1 adventure.
I'll say that yes.
Awesome, we're just playing my life as a king.
You can absolutely do that, but I will be rolling to see if they survive.
Okay, if we come up with an awesome name for their level 1 adventuring party, do they have a more likely chance to survive?
No.
Wait. Here's what you gotta do. You gotta grab that tablet that they added to Tabletop Simulator and have that adventure be going on in the middle of this table.
And we each get to play one of those characters.
So, you are setting out from the Blue Wormley Inn, traveling north to Lake Fenifar, and there's a lot of forest. Most of the travel is going through the woods.
I don't think we should bring Cube.
I'm assuming you don't, unless you say that you do.
We're not bringing Cube.
What about Fred?
No.
Okay, not only are we not bringing Cube, we are not going to mention that we brought this spellbook. We found this spellbook.
Good idea.
Oh, yeah.
We bring Weldon?
Cube has the spellbook.
Right. We're not going to mention it. It didn't happen.
Okay.
Hey,
And-
you don't want to tell strange wizards that we have a...
Exactly.
Now, Eldove has the rules for Weldon's maintenance. I gave him those. It's up to him whether he brings Weldon or not.
You think I have those.
You better. I
No,
told you to
Weldon
write
is
them.
going to be... Can I instruct Weldon to clean while I'm gone, and he'll just clean the inn while we're gone?
No, he's a shield guardian, not a shield maid.
Can you instruct him to defend the property, or is it how we defend?
No,
Eldove?
we've been through all this. He defends Eldove specifically as the carrier
then
of the
I set
circle.
him up in the inn, and it looks like the blue dragon is attacking him, and he is in a look of shock, like
Okay. Yeah, I mean he can hold the pose. That's fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Get this nice, expensive
It is
shield
very
guardian, and then he's all like,
It's very entertaining. So you got a priceless shield guardian, and you turn him into a centerpiece.
Yeah.
Okay. No, fair
I
enough.
don't
get you.
understand
I get
what you think of Eldove that you don't think that is exactly what he would do with a priceless shield guardian.
So you don't want Zook to ride on his shoulders in the battle.
Not this time. Next
Okay.
time, man.
Zook,
Well, here's the thing.
Yes.
We've been on
Zook.
the place for a year.
Yes.
I'm going to assume that you're taking the lead as you're marching through all this woodland.
Yeah, I would be far enough ahead that hopefully I'm ahead of these loud fuckers so I can scout a little quietly.
And you have a very difficult time of it. After a couple days of being in the woods, I mean, you're still technically in in the kingdom of Dunfoss, but you're in an area that's not settled by humans.
Mm-hmm.
It's rumored that there are sylvan races that live in the woods. Elves, gnomes, things like this. But sightings of them are very rare and very rarely believed when they occur. As far as anybody knows, any civilization of sylvans in the forest is just a myth. And most people don't travel through the forest. Not through the thick of it like you're going. I mean, if they have to travel through the north, there's a road that goes along the coast here. See? Whereas you're traveling straight up through the center of it. And you're having a very difficult time. I mean, you will travel what you think is north for a matter of hours, and then the sun begins to set, you see you're actually moving east. And you have to return to the group and be like, hey guys, we were going east the whole time. And this is all backwards. It seems like every time you try really, really hard to get your bearings, you lose them again.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like the forest is moving around you, like the sun and the stars, things you usually would navigate by, are conspiring against you.
Right.
You're hopelessly lost.
I ask Tarin if he can cast Detect Magic to see if these woods themselves are plotting against us.
yeah, I'm getting some very Dragonlance vibe from this.
Cast it?
No, they are not magic. I mean, the tree. I mean, what do you cast them on? Like, you cast Detect Magic. The trees aren't magic. The ground isn't magic.
Are the stars in range?
Yeah, you can look up and see the stars. I mean, the forest canopy gets very thick sometimes, so sometimes you can't. And if
Are
it's any
the
overcast,
stars
you can't.
magical?
Are the stars magical? No. Stars are just the stars. I mean, these are the on the clear
Navigation's
nights
not
when
a
you find a
check.
clear and you can look up and it's the same constellations you've become accustomed to, which Orphan learned a great deal of during her sailing.
Yeah.
I find it a little because we're sailing up the stream, right?
No, you're marching through the woods. You started
Oh.
down here. You're marching straight up
Oh, we're marching through the woods.
Why aren't we walking up the stream?
because that's not where the adventure takes place.
Okay, fair enough.
Can we have Tarin fly up into the canopy and guide us?
Don't you have a familiar for that?
Oh yeah, I have a familiar for that.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah,
called Tarin.
after a year, what does your familiar look like? Is it still
Oh,
an owl?
God.
What have you moved on to?
What?
He's been changing every single week, basically. Like as Eldove gets bored. Right now, he's an owl, but that's only the greatest of coincidences.
Brick, since there's no navigation skill, what would that fall under to figure
Survival.
out? Survival?
Yeah.
Oh, I
I'm
can
gonna
roll
roll
some survival.
I'm gonna roll survival and see if we can't get
Just-
some of our bearings.
Roll at a
Khalil have
disadvantage.
survival?
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, fine. I'll roll at a disadvantage.
Can I aid him to take away the disadvantage by having my owl tell us which way is north?
Are you proficient in survival?
No.
Then I'm
Here,
gonna say
somebody,
no.
somebody aid me because I have to roll a 10 on survival. It's a skill I have. I can roll no less than a 10, even at disadvantage.
9. I rolled a 9. A
And
9.
you looking at the path, and you just happen to be a time of day where the sun is just starting to set. So you have a clear bearing, and you find it. But after marching for a few hours, you realize you're walking a different direction than you started out. So you had your bearings, but as soon as you started to march, you lost them.
How's a
Should
16
be on the water.
deal with this situation?
Same deal. You managed to keep the direction for a lot longer, you think. But no sooner you look up just to make sure, hey, the sun's not supposed to set in the south. This is weird. What happened?
Okay.
You don't feel like you're passing geographical features. You don't feel like you're moving in circles. You feel like you're going through the woods. And it's relatively quiet, tranquil, very peaceful wood. There's lots of woodland creatures, lots and lots of birds, squirrels, bugs, all the nice residents of the woods that you would just imagine would be there. Not so much in the ways of monsters, not so much in the ways of orc, goblin tribes, things like that.
I cast Identify on us.
Cast
Are we being affected by any magical effects?
Cast Identify on yourself?
Yeah, you can cast it on people to find out, or objects to find out what magical effects are happening on them.
Okay. How many pearls do you have on your person right now? You
Well,
have a limitless supply of pearls, but you don't have a bottomless sack hanging off your belt. Let's.
well, just I'm going to say 1,000 then. Like, give me a number. How many pearls do I have?
I'd say roll.
You have
Yeah,
five.
like
Roll 2d10.
I have 5.
You have 5.
Okay.
Just use one on yourself, or me, for that matter, since I was leading.
You have more back in your stores at the tavern, but you brought 5 with you on this adventure.
Okay. That seems fair.
Okay. And yeah, you expend 1 and cast the spell, and you don't. No, not a magical effects. I mean, it's clear that you're suffering under some kind of effect, but it doesn't seem magical. I mean, you see the magic that's affecting you, that's always affecting you. I mean, you detect the magic coming off like your pearl power and.
Your
It
magical
would have
items.
to be a magical effect, because it says you learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it.
Yeah, you don't. Nothing of that sort.
Okay. So you said I can have my bearings for a minute, but then I lose them, and then I'm apparently traveling in the wrong direction after a few minutes, right?
Usually after a few hours, you realize, like, as long as you're focusing on the task, as long as you're focusing on keeping yourself,
Okay.
I'm marching north, the guys behind me are marching north, but after a few hours, you realize your mind has wandered, somewhere, and all of a sudden you see now you're facing east, and you have no idea how long you've been marching east.
All right. So here's what I'm gonna do. How long of a rope do I have?
Good question.
Actually, I have
a rope.
another solution. I have another
Yeah.
solution.
What's your suggestion?
You haven't heard my solution.
Khalil etches a thing on our etches like just a little X on a rock. It says, "Okay, let's keep going."
Okay, that was part of my solution. So yes, we mark where we're at. I use all of my concentration to find the direction that we want to travel in, north,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I tie a 50-foot length of rope to an arrow, and I shoot it due north, and then we follow the rope for 50 feet. And it'll be arduous, but that'll be the way that we will hopefully keep our direction north.
Okay. And you do this for a couple of hours. And the 5th or 6th, well, it'd be more than 5 or 6, I'll say like the 20th or 30th time you're firing this arrow, you realize the arrow is facing east.
I hate these woods already.
All right.
All right.
I have 50 feet of silk rope, but silk's pretty light. I give one of the ends of the silk rope to my owl. I have it fly up into the canopy and fly due north and keep checking the sun.
What's your owl's strength score?
I can tell you exactly its strength score.
I know you can, that's why I'm asking you.
3.
3.
That's why I was very happy that I had silk rope.
What's the weight of silk rope?
I can look it up.
Okay.
How much does silk weigh?
Tarin's gonna dig through his bags as you guys are, trying to figure out which way's up. And he's gonna pull out that magical compass he's had since the first session. I don't remember, does this thing actually point in a consistent direction, or is this only good for interplanar travel?
It's never pointed the consistent direction you've been able to tell.
Okay.
I mean, every time you've tried it, I know we've talked about this before, it feels like it tunes into the 2 emeralds to do something,
Right.
and one of the emeralds is lost, so it hasn't functioned since then.
Does anybody happen to have a like a normal non-magical compass?
Nope. Not that I know of.
No.
Thank goodness, because it would be much more difficult to run this session if somebody had thought to do that.
Well, have never had trouble navigating by the sun or the stars before, so...
Tell you what, Nodal, make a strength check for your owl. DC is 10.
Okay.
Because it's not just the
Yeah,
weight
it
of
turns
the
out
rope.
silk is weight in moms, which is a bullshit measurement, and I'm trying to find out what the fuck is a mom in a pound. Like,
No, we'll just make a check here. So DC is 10. Okay.
yeah, that's a pass.
So what do you do with your owl? Command
I
it
want him to. I send him up into the sky, right? And every 5 minutes,
Okay.
I'm going to put my eyes through his, and I'm going to check what direction the sun is, and I'm going to adjust our course.
Okay. And I mean, this is only good for 50 feet.
Well, right, he's in the sky, and he's flying. And the other end, I'm holding.
Okay.
And he's pulling us in the direction of north. Or well, of whatever direction we want to go in. What northeast? I don't know.
And
He knows where north is.
you, again, after several repetitions of this process, this arduous process, you realize that the owl is facing east instead of north.
Alright, so there's something going on with our thoughts. It's not...
So let's just go this way. And Tarin points in a direction and starts to walk. And making no effort to maintain a consistent course. Just going whichever way happens as he walks
Whichever way happens.
forward.
Okay. Just like following the contours of the land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Do we
end up in
always end up...
Dumboss.
Have we been ending up going east every time?
No, I mean, it's random. I just
Okay.
keep saying east because
It's
I don't
not
it-
north.
It's a,
Okay,
it's a
yeah,
good
I just-
word.
Yeah,
But
I was just
basically
wondering
it's-
if there was something trying to draw us to the east.
No, I
Yeah,
mean,
what
east would have well, I mean, that's just more forest over to the east, so...
But it's very specifically like you can't go north.
That's what it seemed like.
What is the camp situation like? At night, how do you guys camp?
The hut, I assume.
We have a tiny hut situation we
Is
can
Fred
be
with
using?
us?
No, he's not.
He's not.
Then I
not?
cast the tiny hut.
Okay. I mean, are we just all sleeping in the hut, or would you keep watch, or what?
Tarin will keep one watch.
Hut is translucent, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
you can see out of it,
it's
so nobody can
translucent
see
to
him.
where we can see outside.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can still keep watch inside the hut.
Yeah, and it sounds like, no one's really used any resources, so we'll have a rotating watch.
Okay, but 3 shifts of watch at night.
I'll take one. I have night vision.
Khalil
And
will take another.
Yeah,
There should
I'll
be
take,
one person with night vision on every shift.
yeah. So none for Khalil. Orphan will do one.
Hey, no, I got my. Oh no, it's just an hour. Never mind.
Hey, you can do 3 shifts. You could do a shift of 3
So,
hours.
who is it?
Tarin,
Tarin, Orphan, and Zook?
and Zook, I believe.
Yeah.
Tarin, your shift and Orphan's shift are always totally silent. The sounds of the forest, crickets. It's very calming in a way. Like, if you're lost in this woods forever, it's not the worst thing that could happen to you. Uneventful. Nothing. Zook,
Yeah, one horrible thing happens to me.
on your watch, and only on your watch, not in the rest of the night, not while you're marching during the day, you hear noises far in the distance, in all directions, not all at once. Maybe once every few minutes you hear it in one direction, then a few minutes later you'll hear it in another direction, a few minutes later you'll hear it in another direction. And they're animal noises, but they're animals that you don't hear during the day, whereas during the day you hear skittering of insects, chirping of birds, scurrying of rabbits, foxes. At night you hear the baying of wolves, the growling of bears. Much more dangerous creatures. Unidentifiable sounds in some cases. Roars of things that shouldn't live in the forests like this. Shrieks that sound like they come from birds of unimaginable size. Predators, in other words. And you hear it not throughout your entire shift, 5 or 6 times over the course of your watch, but it's consistent every night.
Every bit, it sounds like it's coming from a different direction, just all the time.
It sounds like it's all around you. And at night, or in the morning, when you break the hut, you always seem like the hut's in a different place than where you set it up. Like, last night, you were by a big rock that Khalil carved an X on. In the morning, it's still a rock,
not there.
but it's a smaller rock. Or, one night, you set the hut up, and you were looking downstream. And when you wake up in the morning and the hut is dismissed, now you're looking upstream.
What the fuck is this shit?
And you hear these sounds on your shift every night.
Well,
We,
I passed
And
that
Captain,
along.
this is not magic whatsoever.
You're not detecting any magic.
No. Plenty of magic, just all the stuff we brought with us.
So, does Zook tell us about the...
Oh yeah, no, he totally shares that. After the first night, he would probably say the sounds of the forest were weird.
Then maybe we should have
I'm-
one of us sit watch with Zook at the same time.
Yeah, and I have my owl stay up for the night too, because it's an astral creature. It doesn't need sleep.
Okay.
I'm fucking tired of forest.
Does it hear anything when Zook hears it?
Now, what is the actual plan for Zook's next shift? Who's staying up with him and what's happening?
I will stay up with him on the shift, and I want to cast Detect Evil in the forest for Fey Presence.
Oh, it's a Fey presence all around you all the time.
Wonderful.
Even during the day or just at night
No,
during my shift?
anytime he decides to cast the spell, you are in the heart of a very, very strongly Fey-influenced wood.
If we decide to turn, make an effort to turn south for an
Return?
hour, yeah, just return to the south, do we just pop up out of the forest like we barely entered it, or
Nope.
are
In
we
fact,
still...
you march south for an hour, and then you realize your mind has wandered, and you end up looking west or northeast or whatever. You are
Okay.
hopelessly lost.
If
Okay,
I...
so-
Well, I... Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, so we're lost. It's not trying to keep us from
Yeah.
making progress. We are
Right.
just lost in the middle.
Right.
I'm gonna try something. If I just start speaking, like in Elven, and I say, is there anything that we can do to let us get out of this woods? Do I get any kind of response?
You do not.
I have speak with small
So it's
creatures.
rude, Faye.
Okay.
I have speak with small creatures. When I'm hearing these animal noises at night, can I actually understand anything they're saying?
You get the sense that the creatures you hear at night are not small.
Fair enough. If we come across I'm walking stealthily enough, and I come across, are there any squirrels or rabbits or any creatures I can try to talk to today?
Absolutely. Who would you like to speak with?
The first small creature I come across.
A squirrel scampering away from the party as it approaches, making all of its clanging, banging noise.
You're adorable.
And I ask it. I mean, hold on. Let me actually look at the rules for speak with. I haven't actually used this before.
Okay.
How? I haven't used this yet. This is exciting. Speak with small beasts, small sounds and gestures, and can communicate simple ideas with small beasts. Trolls, badgers, rabbits, moles, yada yada yada. Okay, so I intimate to the squirrel that we are lost and ask it if I just say that I'm lost and see how the squirrel responds for one thing.
What is lost?
Oh, good lord. It's like I'm talking to Cube again. Do we know, because I mean, I know we're looking at this map, do we know that we're going to, we're going to a lake. We're looking for a lake deep in the woods.
There are many lakes. I have a favorite.
What is
There's
your
lots of
favorite?
nuts there.
I collect nuts on the bank of this lake. You are far from home.
I ask it, how do we get to this lake?
And it scampers off in a particular direction.
Okay, and I attempt to follow it.
The rest of know what's going on.
No,
I'm just
everybody,
trying to get
you
to
see,
a
here's what you
lake
guys
at
see.
this point.
Zook stoops down next to this squirrel and goes... And then the squirrel chitters back, and they go back and forth like that, and then the squirrel darts off in a direction you all were not walking, and Zook immediately darts off after it.
Eldove has a big grin on his face, and he starts following Zook.
I would imagine Zook has mentioned that he can talk to squirrels many times at the end.
Wait, yeah, actually, you can talk to squirrels. You can bring back furs. That's kind of fucked, dude.
Who says that I'm shooting them? I'm just luring them to me.
How are you getting these furs?
I like to pet it and stroke it and give it alfalfa.
Zook,
Zook
listen,
is the most evil of all of us.
Oh my god!
Right?
Zook knows how to say in the squirrel language. It puts the lotion on its skin.
Okay, I was going for more of mice and men accidentally breaking its neck thing. You took it straight creepier somehow.
I made it
You've
better.
been bringing back a lot of furs, man.
The squirrel leads you to a small
And I
lake.
can revive dead, so
It's actually not much of a lake. It's more of a pond. You get the sense that this water doesn't stand here all year. Like, it's not being fed. It's just like a cistern. It fills up for part of the year, and there's going to be a dry part where the water level goes down. But he shows you his favorite lake.
And I asked this. I say to the squirrel, "This is a great lake. This is a beautiful lake, and I see all of the nuts, and it's great. But what I'm looking for is a big," and I kind of hold my hands out, "big lake, with a river, and I gesture river flowing from it."
And it doesn't understand. It's not been to the
doesn't
river. It doesn't understand the concept of the river.
I ask it if it knows how to I ask it if it knows the way the sun moves,
And it does not.
like sunrise and sunset, any concept like that.
Eldove sees this is going to take a while, and he starts summoning a quasi-real horse-like creature. Because he's at least going to enjoy the next hour, if
Like-
this is going to take 10 minutes.
And the response you get is that he searches and hides nuts during the day, and then he finds a safe place to sleep at night.
I ask him I ask the squirrel if he wakes up in the same place that he goes to sleep every night.
He thinks so?
Just blew his freaking mind.
Like, he's not... It is a lot like talking to Cube. Like, you're introducing concepts to this squirrel. Like, if it's not about, nuts, poop, or sex, he really doesn't know what you're talking about.
Oh, God, who wants squirrel meat for dinner?
I mean, this squirrel probably lives in a... in like a... Maybe a 1 mile square in this forest around this pond. And his life outside of that has nothing to do with the tower or anything.
sex, poop, and nuts. My kind of squirrel, man.
Okay.
Not necessarily in that order.
Yeah, I gotta say, 2 of those things seem pretty similar.
Sex and
Zook
poop? You're having some weird sex.
3 of those things.
Zook, sounds like I'm not going to get anywhere with this squirrel. Damn.
We all think it was very cool that you can talk to squirrels, Zook.
Yeah, no, it was very adorable.
The hilarious thing is that last level, I almost took a feat that lets me always know what direction north is. And how funny would it have been if Brick had had this whole idea for this Lost Woods scenario, and I said, I always know what direction north is.
So, the squirrel is losing interest in you. The squirrel, he tells you you're very far from home. He seems a little bit intrigued at why you're very far from home, but when you don't advance that line of inquiry, he starts to lose interest in you.
No, that's the second time he said that. So I asked him, why does he think I'm far from home? Where is home?
Your home is where the people like you live.
Where is that at?
In the woods.
But what direction?
By a big hill.
Well, I think I can get us out of the woods, but that doesn't much help us.
No, your home is in the woods. You're just very far away from it.
Oh, you mean, and I gesture to myself, you mean me, like a gnome. Like my size.
And it's confused that you don't know what you are?
And I point at one of the tall ones. I say, not like them, like me.
They don't live here.
They don't live here. Can you take me to where my home is? I'm lost.
Is Zook a fake creature?
And Zook is a forest gnome. Make a charisma check.
They don't call him Zook of the Feywild.
I just didn't know whether gnomes were fey.
Oh, that's bad. I'm gonna lucky die that bad boy.
The luckiest squirrel.
What is my charisma bonus? I don't even know. So that is well, I could tell if Brick would move his hand.
Oh, sorry. It's a 12.
The 14 total.
Okay. It says if you don't know your way home, maybe you're not lost. He thinks maybe he was mistaken and that you don't live here, and then he starts to scamper away.
Oh, God!
It's cool, man. There's more than one squirrel in these forests.
And the sun is setting rapidly.
So, do we want to go deeper?
We have to go deeper.
Well, what were we gonna do? We were gonna have somebody sit up at night with me.
Yeah. So what's the plan for tonight for Zook's watch?
I'll have my owl stay up with him.
Khalil, I was about to say Khalil could do it too. Because I mean, all he's
Khalil
doing is
too.
look for hearing things. It's
Okay.
I have to see things to hear things.
So who's awake?
Yeah.
Khalil, Zook, and Owl.
Elda's bullshit owl. Yeah.
Bullshit Owl.
Those bullshit out.
So once again, Orphan's shift, totally uneventful, very silent. Tarin's, likewise. For Zook's shifts, well, what shift does Zook take? 1, 2, or 3? First shift,
Well,
mid
what
shift,
shift was I taking the same shift when shit was going weird, or was I taking different shifts?
That's up to you. I mean, the result was the same either way, but for this shift, I want to know.
Let's say since stuff kept being weird when it was my shift, I take the last shift so people can get some rest in case shit goes down.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, give me 1 second.
My owl's an astral owl. It'll be up for all the shifts.
I hate Eldove Owl so much.
I love Eldo's owl so much. I was looking, but there's no chips. I don't know where everyone else got their chips because there's no bowl. I can't make my owl.
I deleted the bowl because it covers up too much of the map that we had out.
You specifically didn't want me to bring out my owl. I know.
You guys remember this map? I'm gonna keep it.
Oh yeah.
Oh God,
use it forever.
Is this the clear? I don't have it.
Yeah, no, this is the clearing of Orphan's death.
We're gonna say this is the pond in the center here, actually.
Why is my thing not loading?
So,
Oh, there we go.
I'm
Okay.
going to promote you. Go ahead and draw your hut.
All right.
The middle is the pond. This big circle in the middle.
How funny would it be if I just drew it around the pond?
Then you'd all be drowning.
And it was just our pond now? Like, we just own that pond?
Well, I'm sure you have a retention pond back near the tavern. Like, I mean, building codes and whatever. You mean you have to have one.
Okay, 10-foot radius.
Yeah. I will say that these rocks and things are actually all here on the bank of this pond. Who knows how many squirrels are hiding their nuts around here?
What do you guys think? Do you think we should be hidden, or should we just be in the middle of the freaking clearing so that we can see everything?
There's not
but
a
they can
clearing.
see
That's
us?
a pond.
This is a big
The
old
circle,
pond.
Oh, that's a
the
pond.
circle's the
Big
pond,
circle in the
yeah.
middle is the pond.
Oh, okay.
I
Then,
wouldn't put it too close to the pond.
Why don't we?
Eric is
Yeah.
standing on my head.
Why don't we set up by one of these rocks or something so we can kind of have a.
I'm thinking where we're standing, just about like.
That's fine. Just go ahead and draw it out for me.
That's fine.
I wish there was a circle tool.
Yeah, me too.
Unfortunately.
It looks good.
That's like a circle.
And Zook,
Better see.
your dark vision is 60
Nailed
feet,
it.
right?
Yeah.
Zook, okay,
120
60
feet.
Zook's?
Mine is 60 feet.
Or
okay.
is the owl inside the hut, or do you have the owl outside?
The owl's inside the hut.
Okay.
Sitting on my shoulder.
On Zook's shift, anyone staying up with him hears these sounds. And tonight, something awesome happens.
Awesome things happening is pretty rad.
I like it when awesome things happen. That's
Bears!
not awesome.
Bears are awesome.
Bears are like the opposite of awesome.
Tonight,
But
at the
they're-
very edge of your dark vision range, which should be out here somewhere, on either side of the pond, you see... Actually, this one's behind a rock, so I guess you wouldn't have seen him. You see two very large bears that come out of the woods. And you haven't seen any creatures like this the whole time you've been walking through the woods.
Do they see us? Are they approaching the tent?
Right now, they've just walked out of the tree line. But, I mean, you're hearing them. They're growling. They look... you hear, like... slavering sounds, like they're ravenously hungry.
Because today's the day the teddy bears have their pick.
Is the rule on these tents are these tents I forget what the rule on the tents are. Are they soundproof? How do these work?
I don't think so, because you're hearing stuff from outside the tent. So no, they're not soundproof.
All right, I'll read out the description.
Yes,
No, I
please
mean
do.
don't, because the rule's already in place. We've established they're not soundproof.
Right, no, I was just wondering what other things was there about it.
I mean, it's opaque from the outside, but you can see out from the inside.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it doesn't say anything, so yeah, it's not
So
soundproof.
me and who else is up? Khalil and
The owl.
The owl.
the owl. Okay.
Here, I'll give
Um.
Nodal an owl here. Let me take it off the grid. Let me make it yellow. There you go, buddy.
Because I mean, if it was soundproof, you could just make the argument also that we all fucking asphyxiate inside the hut, and that's ridiculous.
You paused awkwardly there, and you it sounded like we're all fucking inside the hut. Okay, so I
Hey man, that's why we
yes,
asphyxiate.
jab.
Khalil, you can
I-
see nothing because you don't have dark vision, but you
Yeah.
can see
Well,
this
I
bear over
could.
here.
I could turn on my ring.
It's up to you if you want to.
I will do that then.
Then you can very clearly see these bears as well.
And
And yes,
I
after a
shake-
minute, they do start approaching the hut.
Okay, and I shake
Tarin?
whoever is nearest me awake. I guess Eldove awake. And start to try to wake everybody up.
Yeah.
We got company. I'm not saying it though. I just want to kind of get everyone up if I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eldove wakes up and he goes, "What is it? Are we being attacked?"
And I point at the direction of the bear.
Those are bears.
And they have definitely seen the hut, and they are approaching it very curiously. They begin to sniff at it.
Just a
And
bear.
and now I wake yeah, but this place has been weird. I wake up Tarin and I ask him. I whisper to him as quietly as I can. Are they magical?
Detect magic on the bear?
Gamitsu's laugh sold it.
You have a solid plane between you and the bears. It's made of magic.
God
So
damn
if
it.
the bears are magical, you wouldn't be able to detect it from inside the hut. I want to make sure. I want to make sure we use this hut like a tent, not a magic force field.
I'm
Stick your
going
head
to-
out.
So
Yeah, no, I'm gonna try and talk to the nearest bear's mind. Hello?
you reach out, and there's nothing to grab onto. You don't feel the bear's mind at all.
That wouldn't work
mind
anyway.
link.
Spells and other magical effects cannot extend throughout the dome.
Oh, well, there you go. Nothing goes in or out of the hut.
Yeah.
You can step out of the hut and try it.
His creepy psychic powers.
Which are a magical thing as far as being Warlock is concerned.
Yeah.
I mean, do these bears? I have pretty good nature now because I leveled that up. Do these bears in any way seem unusual, or they just seem like bears?
Make that check. Nature.
Are these just bears? Or are these bears?
Are these bars?
Are they burrs?
That'll be a 17 nature.
They look diseased, ravenous, rabid. They look, I mean, you can see when they come up on the tent, the slobber coming off of their mouth is making a foam around the edge of their lips, near their teeth. Their eyes look bloodshot in the moonlight. And they're sniffing at the hut, patting it with their paws.
All right,
I've had just about enough of this forest.
I pass this information along, and I look at Eldove, hoping that he knows. And I'm like, well, you know what we did last time we were in a tent like this.
Well, we're in the forest this time,
I don't.
so I can only burn them a little bit.
We're by a lake.
We do know control water,
Yes?
so we can put out any fires that start.
This one urinates on the hut.
Alright, that's enough.
No one pees on my magical hut.
Eldove now has to leave the hut, cast Prestidigitation on the hut, and go back inside the hut.
And he gets mauled by rabid bears.
All right. I desperately have to pee myself, actually. Let me go do that real quick before we kill some bears, because it sounds like that's what's about to happen. Unless anyone else has a better idea.
Orphan protests, like, fighting these bears. If we just wait about 5 minutes, they'll go away.
They're diseased bears.
Why?
Yeah, Zook informed you that
Don't
these bears look rabid.
Do you
Don't
honestly
rabid.
think that they're going to stay here for the next?
Don't rabid
how long it's
bears
been?
violate the balance of this forest or some other monk horseshit?
You see two more emerge from the tree line.
Oh shit. Fucking
Haven't
bears,
we had
man.
enough poison forests
Alright,
for
I'll be
you to
right back.
agree that we need to kill these bears?
Well,
I'll be
this
back ready
forest has been exceedingly healthy, beautiful, serene, very,
It's very
pleasant.
weird that
Yeah, it's a funhouse mirror forest. I don't like it. It's pissing me off. I'll be right back.
Can we go back to the desert now? I'm tired of woods.
So, yeah, Tarin's gonna cast Fly on himself.
Did you classify on me?
And leave the hut?
Not yet, but
Okay. Fly is concentration and lasts for up to 10 minutes. Am I correct on that?
yeah.
Sweet.
Let me fly.
I'm going to take this
I wanna
opportunity to grab
burn
a
everything.
Pepsi from the fridge because I ate my calzone and there were a bunch of peppers in it and my mouth has been burning for like an hour and I just haven't wanted to. So I'll be right back. Get a glass of milk.
While you guys are in the hut, Eldove says, okay, I want to be very clear about this. You guys don't want to get within 5 feet of me while we're fighting things.
Oh, I
5
didn't take
feet. 5 feet is the danger zone.
All right.
I almost took a spell that would concentrate ground around us, and Fae and such other creatures can't enter it.
Did you take remove disease?
And I didn't take it.
Ah,
It's not called remove disease. It's called something.
Purifier, probably something.
It's prayer of healing, I think, because I did take that.
No, that's right. I remember using it before.
I think it's
All right.
prayer of healing.
Did I beat Ian back?
I'm back.
Okay. So what is Zook? What happens now? Because Tarin cast flight on himself, but he hasn't flown anywhere yet. And then Zook was going to do something, but then he peed.
Oh no, Zook was gearing up for battle if we have to fight these things.
Okay.
It's kind of up to Eldove if we're going to fight anything. It's his tent.
I don't.
What do you say, Eldove?
You guys can leave the tent if you want.
Well, Tarin's currently hovering about 3 feet above the ground, ready to go straight up. When as soon as someone gives the word.
Because the thing is, I don't have to drop the tent. until I want to do something.
That's true. I mean, we could just sit and observe these bears, but I don't know what they're going to do other than sniff at the tent.
I mean, if they're rabid, they're probably really hungry, and they're probably going to come after us.
Okay, so here's the thing. If they're rabid and more bears are just going to keep coming, we could just wait until we gather all the bears, and then we could deal with all the bears.
So many bears. And these 2 new bears that come out of the tree line eventually come up and join the first 2.
Yeah, that's about the point. Tarin's gonna be like, "All right, let's do this," and he's gonna fly straight up,
Fly straight up?
60 feet. That's a move action. Or actually, I think it's 30 feet is a move action. Let me
The
look.
tent still exists.
I was going to say, I think the hut's still
No.
there.
The
Yeah.
hut's still there.
I
Yeah.
can't fly
But
through it.
He can leave the hut.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he can leave the hut.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eldove basically says who can come in and out of the hut.
Yeah, everyone can come in and out of the hut except for me. If I leave the hut goes down.
Okay.
So, when you leave when you fly straight up out of the hut, you can't. Can you do anything through the hut as far as to the mine link, or
Nope.
is that
Nope.
blocked by the hut as
No.
well?
No.
Everything's
Yes,
blocked by the
You're
it's
hut.
blocked
60
off.
feet. So Tarin's hovering 60 feet above the hut. Do the bears respond at all?
Tarin, the bears do not respond when you leave the hut. They are still they're pawing at it, peeing on it, growling at it. Their eyes don't seem to follow you at all. But having left the confines of the hut and looking down, you do see that all 4 bears are radiating magic.
Huh. I'll fly straight down and tell them magic bears.
Okay. Since these guys are not in combat with us, if I
And a
run
5th one
past them,
emerges from the woods behind you.
Christ.
I look at Orphan. I'm like, Orphan, are you down with killing magic bears?
But here,
I'll say this does change things somewhat.
okay, if I run past a bear that's not actually engaged in melee because it's just peeing on a hut, it doesn't get an attack of opportunity on me, right?
That's right.
Tarin,
I'll do you one better. If you leave the hut with intention of doing something outside the hut, you'll have a surprise round on the bears. So let's go ahead and roll initiative real quick.
Wait, if
Oh,
I
there's
move
no
the
combat
hut,
this
do they
game.
get to attack the hut because they're engaged in melee with the
Now
hut?
wait, I said if y'all are smart, there's no combat.
Well, I'm not
That's what I
necessarily
said.
engaging. I'm not necessarily engaging in combat. Let's be clear. I just want to leave the hut quickly and know I'm not going to get an attack of opportunity.
That's right. That is
for reference, when I came back and
mucho
said magic
correcto.
bears, I'm hanging upside down with just my head in the hut.
Of course you are. All right,
God
I rolled
damn.
I got a 20.
I didn't ask yet. Hold on. I've
sorry.
got I got bookkeeping to do, so
Wait, guys, I threw the dice and I didn't see which one is mine. Whose is this 20?
That's mine.
Okay, so mine's a 17.
Whose is this 20?
Bars.
Maybe it's mine.
Well, I saw a
Nick.
17 and I saw a 20.
Nick, what do we have?
24.
Arik.
10.
And I told you guys that I was going to stop looking for decks to break initiative ties, right? I'm going to
Yeah.
prioritize heroes over...
That's what I remember, yeah.
Okay, and then if 2 heroes have the same initiative, I'm going to go alphabetically. Which means,
yep.
Zook, you're fucked.
24.
Khalil, what's your initiative?
My initiative is a 20.
20. Zook got 24?
24.
Yeah, like, see right there? Zook should be above Orphan, but fuck Zook. Tarin.
Tarin X to 22.
And Eldove.
19. If you guys want to make one last check to see if these bears aren't hostile, we could do a comprehend languages.
Right now it's Orphan's turn.
Okay. So from where she is, she can see the bears, but there's nothing else in the range of dark vision, right?
You have what, 60?
Or at least nothing.
Or 120? You have 60.
Yeah, 60, yeah.
No, you see nothing else in the range of the dark vision. I mean, everything beyond that is just shadows,
Okay.
darkness.
All right. Let's see. How many feet of movement do I have these days? Okay.
Remind me, after the session, I have a great bear story to tell. It's pretty good.
Orphan is going to dart out of the tent. Let's see. 1,
Only waste all
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just 9 here.
Okay.
and look around her. I'm just gonna try and find, because she was told that there's magic radiating off these bears. She doesn't want to fight the bears, and she knows that if there's magic bears, then probably there's a magic thing here too.
Okay, so you're gonna move there and make a perception check. It's your action.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it. Holding everybody up, Nick. Let's go. Any day now.
Do it to it.
I get a 1.
It's pretty dark outside. Zook.
All right, I'm going to cast. I'm going to say Luluwehu, Luluwele, or whatever my invisibility spell is,
Okay.
and I'm going to move on top of this hill, this little rock right here.
Okay.
Now, let me ask you a question. Is this rock taller than the bears?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to scamper up here, and I'm going to try to remain hidden up there. But I'm invisible right now, so yeah.
So you're gonna hide.
And I'm going to.
no,
I have,
you're gonna run up there and hide. Is that the idea? Because you have to make a stealth check if you hide. You make it with advantage, but you have to make one.
I'm invisible right now.
I get that. That gives you an advantage on the stealth check.
Okay.
Bears have other senses.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I will also hide. I'll also
Fair
do
enough.
a stealth check.
Well, I didn't know if you were trying to remain hidden or not.
No,
Oh,
that's
that's
fair enough. I wasn't
unbearable.
thinking about that. So, 23, 28 on the stealth check.
Remember, you make that on advantage, don't you? Because invisibility.
Do I also
Yes.
roll that advantage?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, you roll that stealth at advantage. That's what being invisible does. Yeah, there you go.
Found it.
That's the number you needed.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the correct number to roll.
So, yeah. That is 35.
Wow.
Okay.
Without that,
Max stealth.
they might have been able to
Ninja
barely sense you.
vanish.
And then what's your action? Because that was a bonus action to hide, right?
Well, does casting the invisibility not count as my action, or is that free action?
Oh, it does. You're right. That is your action. So
Okay.
you use your action to use your bonus action to hide.
Yes.
So you're stealth up there with like the best roll of your career.
Yeah.
And as
And
far
I'm-
as you
and
know,
I'm
nobody
just-
saw you.
As far as I know, and I'm kind of trying to keep an eye out from up here.
Okay, I have to look something up here. Tarin, you get a turn.
Fly 60 feet straight up.
Okay.
Cast Hex on this bear.
Okay.
And then it's Star Missile time.
All right.
First
Yeah,
star.
I'm just-
The Hex is on Dex. First Star Missile. It's an armor class of 28 for 15 force damage and 3 necrotic.
You throw the star missile down and it explodes in the grass underneath the bear, but does not seem to have noticed it. Khalil.
Well, I still have 2 more.
No, go ahead. Roll them. Roll all of them. Why not?
Second Star Missile is a 25 for another 15 force and 2 necrotic.
And again, chunks of
Same
dirt
bear.
and grass blow up out of the ground where the bear is standing, but the bear itself does not seem to notice.
Okay. I think I see what's
Yeah.
happening.
Keep in
What is
mind,
it?
Tarin
Okay.
has cast a spell and then waited to see if the thing died before doing it again. So he is shooting these out and then looking and seeing nothing happen, and then going, and then doing it again.
Yeah, your Eldritch blasts are passing straight through it.
And
Well,
I'm
no,
seeing
yeah,
that clear
it's
as
all
day
at
from
once.
where
I just have to roll them separately. So
Yeah.
I'll let
So-
the third one just hit whatever.
When it hits Zook,
see-
knocks his ass off that rock.
So,
Khalil.
let me point this out. Insanity is, doing the same thing again and expecting a different result, but Tarin is insane, so
Yeah, there you go. It works.
Alright.
What is
you
Khalil's
go.
action? What are you doing?
Bears
all
are
right.
illusion of some
Seeing
sort.
him put 3 missiles straight through this bear's head, apparently, it's a little unusual. But Khalil will step out right here and sort it.
Roll it.
That is 20.
And your sword passes through it like smoke.
Khalil, who is allegedly not insane.
Well, no, maybe it's
You got 2 more attacks. Let's roll those. I mean, you might as well.
Remember the definition of insanity.
You get your
Yeah,
multi.
no, because this is different. This is putting a sword in it. This isn't shooting him with crazy otherworldly weirdness. No, this is steel and flesh, or apparently not now. It's an illusion or something, maybe, I don't know.
Does the bear acknowledge in any way that he's being stabbed?
Doesn't seem to have been noticed. I mean, he's not stabbed. He's slashed through it. And
Right,
the
but
sword
does
went
it-
right through it like air, but the bear does not make any reaction to that.
It's an
Yeah,
That's
illusion of
weird
some
because they
kind.
peed on it. They peed on our hut.
They did.
That's
well, two
weird.
of them did. Eldove.
Do we smell the pee?
No, because you're still inside the hut. You don't smell anything.
Okay.
Khalil smells the pee.
Wonderful.
It's the P, so the P is not spectral.
It's not spectral pee.
I mean, that's a bad day when you wake up to spectral pee. Like something is went terribly wrong. Eldove.
Eldove has no interest in these bears.
Okay.
The fucking magic bear. He's just gonna send his owl out to touch one. Just
And-
touches it.
Does what to it?
Nothing.
Sit
Just
on
try
its
to
back.
fly through it, try to perch on it, or what?
Yeah, just try to fly through it.
And it swoops down through the girth of the bear, and you watch it fly straight through it like it's not even there.
It's an
And
illusion.
that's the way the teddy bears.
And he's just gonna circle the tent because he has 60 feet of fly or whatever, and just fly through each of the bears.
Okay. The
Does it
bears
fly through
look
all the
around,
bears?
like in surprise, as people jump out at various parts of the tent, start putting swords and magic bolts of whatever through them,
And owls.
and owls, and they start to scamper away. Actually, they can't. This is their surprise round. They're fucking shocked. They're not doing nothing. And then Arik. Actually, hold on. Yeah, Arik, you can go.
Okay.
Dumb.
That's as far as you can go without wading into the water.
Yeah, that's exactly as far I want to go.
You can probably wade out maybe 15 feet before it's
Nope.
over your head.
Nope, not doing that. Cast dispel magic on this bear.
At what level?
On
What level slot are you using?
level 3.
3?
Yeah.
Bear with me 1 second.
Any
I think-
any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell of 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spellcaster. DC equals 10 plus the spell's level, which is 3. So 13. DC 13.
Vanishes immediately. As does the pee that came out of its genitals.
Good. That's the important part.
That is an important detail.
Orphan.
What kind of spell was that?
Dispel magic.
Spell genitals.
Everybody's genitals vanish. It's awful. Life's not worth living now. Orphan, what would you like to do next?
Orphan can't see that happen, so she's gonna keep. As far as she knows, there's nothing around here. So she's going to move somewhere here-ish
Okay.
and make another perception check.
Do it.
All right, this one is it's crap. It's like a 7 or 8.
And, I mean, you can't even look back and see your companions at this point. You feel very alone in the woods. Zook! Where's Zook at?
Okay.
There he is. Okay.
I'm
He's
invisible.
on the rock.
With my batshit insane 22 passive perception, did I notice anything other than these spectral bears when I ran to this position and hid?
You did not. Not in that position.
Not from that position. Alright, so what Zook's gonna do... Dart to the next rock.
Okay.
And he's going to do an active perception check here. Actually, I think my passive perception may somehow be crazier than my... No, that's not true. So that's a 10 plus 7 is 17. 5 is 20. It's the same. Yeah, it's a 22.
Okay.
Active perception check.
22 is your active perception.
It's also my passive perception, but yes, I just rolled it.
Okay. And your dark vision is what, 60? Your dark vision is 60 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. You do see something. I'm waiting for it to load. I don't have the correct. I'm just going to use pawns, I guess.
Bearmancer.
You see what looks like a pile of laundry stacked up behind this tree over here. It looks like it's tucked back in the shadows. It just looks like a giant, like 9 foot tall, just pile of cloth, robes, carpet, rugs, hats. 36 hats, because I know Nodal's about to fucking ask.
Do I
Is there a tiny rabbit on a stump?
Shut up.
Oh, and I'm gonna do another hide.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm invisible, so let's see if I can hit another 20 for some reason. No,
No.
so
What's the total
15.
on that stealth?
30.
30?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm pretty stealthy now. I got another proficiency point too, so that helps.
So yeah, you see a pile of laundry over here.
Okay. And I'm
Tarin.
stealthy.
Next School of Magic?
On what?
The bears.
I don't know. Hold on. Actually, I do know. Illusion. Actually, this is the one time I do happen to know. Yes, it's illusion magic.
AKA what Khalil just said.
Very mancy.
But Tarin
Guys,
doesn't
I don't
trust
think
Khalil.
these bears are real.
Yeah, they're Bearmancers. It's bear school. There's a barbarian somewhere in this woods.
I guess I'll go here and do an active perception still 60 feet up.
Okay, go ahead and roll it.
Zook obviously hasn't communicated anything since he's... I
I'm
can't
still
talk to
invisible.
I can't talk to your mind when you're invisible. That would be a perception of, I think, 13.
You don't see anything. Khalil.
12.
Yes. Alright. Satisfied that these things are not actually stabbable, I head off in this direction and make my own perception here.
Go ahead, roll it. I mean, you don't have dark vision. You can't see anything.
I've got my ring is active.
When?
I activated it when once Zook said, "Hey," once Zook said he saw the bears.
Okay.
That's when I activated it.
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt on that. I probably just
No, I
misheard.
totally said that.
He
I
did.
totally
Fine,
said it.
fine. You're a liar, but okay. That was almost a 19.
Yeah, my perception bonus is 6, which makes that a 17.
You can't see anything, but you hear what sounds like scratching coming from back here. What sounds like something scratching against a rock.
Alright, well, that's about all I can move in that direction.
Eldove.
So,
Alright, Eldove sends his owl up, and he's going to look around for anything out of place. His owl has dark vision 120 feet.
Define
so
anything.
far Khalil can see while his
Describe,
ring
like,
is
put your
active.
owl where you want him to look at.
Does Khalil tell me he hears scratching?
Well, I mean, could you see him gesture off in the direction of where the scratching was?
Yeah, if you're pointing, I'll send my
Yeah.
owl over there.
Okay, put your owl on the square where it's going to do its perception check.
Well, I can't make my owl. I don't have any tokens.
Yeah,
gave him
you
one.
do. It's
Yeah,
one right here.
It's this yellow thing.
Oh, okay.
You didn't see the
thanks.
little
Listen,
yellow guy?
I give a man an
No.
owl, and he's not even grateful for it.
No, yeah, I didn't see the owl. Thank you for the owl.
Okay. Make the perception check. And I think, does the owl... Oh, it's an eagle that makes this an advantage.
No, it still makes it an advantage.
It does? Okay, it's got keen senses.
Yeah. It's just that owls can actually see in the dark. Hawks cannot.
Which one has flyby?
Owls.
Flyby is fucking great. Okay, go ahead.
Alright, so that's 11 plus 3. 14.
14. The owl does not see anything as it circles around the rock where Khalil heard the sounds.
Alright, I'll tell Khalil that.
The bars start to break and run. Like, this one disappears off this way somewhere. You guys can run after him if you want.
Not particularly.
don't know. I must have my owl after one of these bears.
All the commotion coming out of the tent now seems to have startled the bears. They start to run off in different directions. Zook, you suddenly go deaf. You can't hear anything.
What?
Very suddenly. Like, at 1 minute, it is the sounds of people casting spells and growling and peeing bears, and next minute, nothing. The entire world just goes totally inaudible.
I'm not happy about this at all. That ruins my next plan.
Arik.
Like, greatly.